morning, everyone. Welcome to this weekend workshop on how to transcend your current world and manifest abundance in your life. What this workshop is about is taking you on a journey. And when you go on a journey, you have knowledge, you learn things. When you go on a journey, it allows you to get away from your normal life and look back on it from a different perspective. You know how people go on mountaintop experiences and all of a sudden they see different things in life and then they come back. So that's part of it. But going on a journey also is what you experience along the way. And when what you experience along the way, if it's just a workshop where it's head stuff, it's not so useful to you. But when you experience it and you actually physically do things and you actually learn different skills and you actually get your consciousness activated or modified or mobilized, then that has a profound effect. But the biggest value to you on this weekend is going back home with not just the knowledge and awareness of where you are, but the tools to actually take the steps necessary on the pathway that becomes clear to you to shift. So the journey of 1,000 steps basically starts with the first few. What we're going to do is we're going to do a whole lot of mind mapping at the moment, because the key to shifting and changing your world is simply three things. The first is having full awareness of who you are. And when I say full awareness, it's not what you think, it's not what you look like, it's not who your parents are, it's not what your job is, it's not how much money you have and your assets, it's not your achievements, it's not your failures, it's none of all those things. Who are you is the essence and vibration of you as a spark of consciousness and what you are meant to do here. So that's the first thing, who you are. We're going to do a mapping exercise on your passions that gives you a connection to the resonance of who you are. Second thing is, what is your highest purpose? Your highest purpose is the greatest destiny you are meant to live in your life and leave this planet. And it is your soul contract in which you made before you checked into this life. There are many higher purposes people can engage in, but there's only one highest purpose. Just like there are many mountains to climb on this planet, but there's only one Mount Everest. So the question is, what is your Mount Everest? When you discover what it is, everything else pales into insignificance. And if you remember the Lord of the Rings trilogy, or you've watched any of the movies, or you read the book, the little hobbit Frodo found that his highest purpose was to take the ring up to the top of the mountain. And it was something he had to do. There was no option. He had to leave his beautiful, idyllic life in Hobbit Town to go on this treacherous journey and trek up there. And along the way, face his greatest demon within himself. So this journey that you engage in will require you to overcome your deepest fears and doubts. But you don't have to do it alone. Because Source, Universe, God is there to help you through it. So that's the second thing. What is your highest purpose? The third thing is, how then do you align and express your life according to this highest purpose? How do you align and express your life along this highest purpose? Which is knowing where you are now and where you need to go and what is the journey ahead. So, when you use the metaphor of mountain climbing, when you see a mountain top, you first have to go to the bottom of the mountain and you have to start at a particular point and then decide what is the route you're going to take up. And along the way, it requires you to change your thinking, change your skills, change your approach, get some equipment that you need, and you need a team. Who are you going to go on this journey with? My highest purpose at the moment requires people to come into my life. And when you are at the right place and space, you don't have to find anybody. They find you. However, for them to find you, you have to get out of your comfort zone. If you stay in your comfort zone, if you stay in Hobbit Town, like what Frodo did, nothing would happen. So the journey is stepping out. But you don't have to throw everything out the window and just take off blindly. This is a journey that you traversed one step at a time. And you don't have to give up everything. You just start making small changes along the way. So this weekend, today and tomorrow, is about taking you through a journey of discovering yourself, connecting with your highest purpose, and also having the knowledge, the tools of how to align and express your life according to that. So they're the 3 goals for this entire weekend. Along the way, you're going to be exposed to information that is unlikely you've heard before. And also, there's going to be many practical exercises where you will actually learn how to meditate, how to breathe, how to center yourself, grounding. So we're going to run through all that. And then I've also got time now to take you through, once we identify what is stopping you from getting where you want to go. So the biggest issue people have in their lives is that there's a knowing of what they want and desire, but they're stuck. Why are people stuck? Because of the unconscious anchors in their life. And so identifying that will be very, very powerful, and then having time to actually look at them individually and what you can do about them is what this weekend's about. So I'm going to teach about the 5 principles involved in transcending your world, the 5 simple steps to do that. We'll also cover abundance in great detail tomorrow, because I've not been able to do teaching on abundance before, and this weekend we're going to unpack what's involved there. And then we'll talk about a whole lot of things as well. You know, the world today, who's running the world, where it's all going, how it relates to you. And an important skill to learn before the end of the weekend is how to develop and tune into your own inner guidance, that own inner knowing of yourself in terms of where to go. When you have your own internal guidance and compass, it makes a big difference. And having that is phenomenal in life, because then when issues come in, you can then have clarity and a confidence and a knowing where to go. And a principle of the universe is this: if you want to know everything, first know nothing. When you know nothing, then you are completely open to the entire wisdom of the universe. If you want everything, first start with nothing. Then it all comes to you. Because whatever you have limits more coming into you. So when you're able to start with nothing, things turn up. And if you hold on to things loosely, you can be like a river. If you hang on to things, you end up being like a dam that restricts water coming in and flow. So these are various principles. And the important thing to realize is where you are is actually okay. No judgment on it. And once you realize where you are is okay, then that's the first step in moving forward. Because when you are not okay about where you are in resistance. Whatever you resist persists. So these are some principles that we're going to go on. Now the first time I presented this material, Sylvia was here. I gave her a stick of information, and I'd like to ask her to come over and share with some of you what's happened to her since then, what she learned on the weekend, on the day, it's only one day workshop, and how the information has helped.
Thank you.
So Sylvia, How did you find the one-day workshop last time you were here?
Well, I think the biggest part that I found a lot of useful knowledge from was the mind mapping. The mind mapping just gave me an insight to who I really was, who I really am actually. Quite deep, because you know it's there, you just don't know how to bring it to the surface and activate it and utilise what you really know deep inside has been sitting there all your life before we were even born. And so what happened to me was I did the workshop, looked at the mind map after I did it, and thought, that is really me. What's holding me back? And I thought, this is who I really want to be. This is who I really am. But there's so much I want to do with this. And so I went home and utilised the stick, the information. And about 4 weeks ago, I had this sensation of, it was awakening. It was like a spiritual awakening. But 2 weeks prior to that, I was totally void. I couldn't speak. I didn't contact anybody. It was just like I was in this amazing void, and I thought, oh my goodness, am I going mad? Is this thing wrong for me? But it wasn't that. I think my spirit just took a time out or something. I'm not sure what happened, but I was about to open the front door one morning, and just as I was reaching for the door, this feeling like a flush came over me spiritually, not from being menopausal or anything. But it was definitely spiritual, because I actually felt a huge light flush through me. It was light and almost, I won't say blinding, but it was very bright. I could see it, I could feel it, and it was moving through me. And when it stopped, it was like I was shaking. And when it stopped, I just thought, oh my goodness, what was that? And then everything looked bright. Colours looked different. I felt different. I felt like I was on the right journey. I knew that I should have started this about 10 years ago. I was almost lamenting about that. But I thought, no, the time is right. This is my time to do this. I need to move with this and embrace it. And I did. I felt so much joy. I was happy. In fact, I was laughing. Like there was nobody home, and I was laughing. It was just the most amazing feeling. So my life since then, which was just about a month ago, has just been filled with joy and love and light. And happiness. Simple things just make me so happy now. I obviously don't take anything for granted anymore. Like, even eating a meal, I'm so grateful that people have grown the carrots for me, grown potatoes for me. So every time I eat, my gratitude is just, I'm overwhelmed myself of how I'm reacting to my new spiritual self. So that's
wonderful.
Me.
And how did you find the information I gave everyone on the USB stick?
Just quite amazing. In fact, I spent hours and hours researching through it and taking notes, and it was invaluable. I couldn't put a value on it. It was just amazing. I still have a little bit to go, but not too much. But everything on there it was like I knew it. You know it deep in here. And what it did for me, what the information did, is it awakened me. It awakened me to what I knew was a knowing that I had anyway. But I think we bury everything with normal life, and we don't want to do that. We need to awaken. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. That's what we need to do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard.
So, here is someone that came and did just a one day, and the information I give everybody, which is on a USB stick, 8 gig of it, has enormous amount of material that when you work through is very profound. You know, Joe's been going through some of it as well, and he's finding the same result. Over the weekend, I'm going to teach about 3 key things: love, light, life, and the trinity of that. how it interweaves together and how important all that is in knowing and understanding and the expression of all that. And so there's other principles that I didn't have time last time, which we're going to run through this weekend. One of them is heart space. How to get into this heart space. So I'll be unpacking a whole lot of mind maps. However, what we're going to do first now is we're going to do a group quantum mapping exercise. And what this looks like is this. I'm going to pick a topic that's common to everybody, and we're going to tap into the group divine wisdom on this particular topic. And a really good one to do at this point in time is the second key step on this weekend, which is finding your highest purpose. And so how it works is this with mind mapping is very, very simple. You have your topic in the middle, and then you have your first level of keywords, which are your main branches. Then you unpack those briefly. So how it works is this. And the rules are single word responses. So for each of you, can you just give me one word that is reflecting your highest purpose and what that means?
Love.
Love, okay. What's another word?
Flow.
Flow. What's another word?
Healing.
Healing.
Connection.
Connection. And I have this one. Now, this has just come out of the group. Your highest purpose has to be grounded in love, flowing, which brings healing and connection to people, the planet, the universe, everything else, resulting in your transcendence. How do you like that description for your highest purpose? Isn't that extraordinary? Now, I have not heard of that description of your highest purpose before. So this is what comes out when you start doing this. I'll say it again. Your highest purpose is about love, flowing in its magnificence, bringing healing and connection back to you into completeness, resulting in your transcendence. Now, let's unpack this. Single word, what does love mean? What does love mean in a single word?
You peace?
Peace.
Peaceful?
Peace.
Peaceful.
Anything else? Okay. And each one only can have one word in this exercise. So, someone else, what does love mean?
Calm.
Well, calm's kind of the same as peaceful,
Yeah.
but
Joy.
Joy. Okay. Anything else for love?
Happiness.
Happiness. So, which means that your highest purpose, the expression of love, can be seen in joy, happiness, and a peaceful environment. Can you see how this unpacks the meaning of this? So we go into flow. Well, what's flow?
Smooth.
Smooth. Okay, flow. Just whatever word pops up.
Unraveling.
Unraveling. What else is flow?
Constant.
Constant. Okay. So, when love flows, it is smooth, it is constant, there's a stream of love, and love unravels things in your life. Isn't that interesting? Okay, what's healing? What's healing?
I'd say warmth.
Warmth. What else is healing?
Strength.
Strength.
as well.
Freedom. Okay, so when love flows and brings healing, there's warmth, there's strength, because people who are sick are weak, people who need healing are weak. And then healing brings freedom. What's connection?
Unity.
Unity. What else is connection?
Trust.
Trust. What else is connection? One more word, connection.
Faith.
Faith. Okay. Now, transcendence.
Ultimate.
Yeah. That was mine.
What else is transcendence?
Being.
Being.
It's a good one.
Okay, I will now add something to transcendence that's important. There's the word dimensions. Transcendence involves shifting dimensions. A dimension is a state where people are at, or dimension is a state of functioning or operation. So shifting dimensions is important. So now, look at this map. Isn't this a profound description of your highest purpose? So you can now use this map as a test for your highest purpose. Your highest purpose should have all these ingredients in it. It should have love flowing, healing, bringing connection for your transcendence. And love should have joy and happiness in it in a peaceful environment. Flow should be smooth, constant, and unraveling things in your life. Healing is love flowing, bringing warmth, strength, and freedom. And the connection is about increasing your trust and faith and unifying everything around you, leading to transcendence, which is the ultimate of your being in all dimensions. Isn't that a great description of the highest purpose?
Yeah.
There's more. Now, look at all these words, and can each of you sum them up in one single word? Each. If you were to sum it up in one single word, what would you have? Just a single word. Sum everything up in one single word. All the words say. Whatever word you choose is fine.
Me.
Me.
The other word I would have used is goal, because that's what you've achieved is your goal.
G-O-A-L.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Good. Lillian? You don't have to think too hard, just whatever pops up.
The first thing that popped up was love, and I don't
Alright, let's go with love.
Yeah.
Me is, for me, it's being.
Being.
Just to be, yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
I have the word destiny in the highest purpose. Okay. So your highest purpose is about me achieving the goal of love in my being, leaving a destiny for the planet. Do you like that? My highest purpose is about me achieving the goal of love in my being as I leave a destiny for the planet. That's what this is. So this is the highest description of highest purpose. So the highest purpose is about me achieving goal of love destiny for the world. Because when you truly do what the divine wants you to do, is it not eternal? Nothing that God the divine does is temporary. Everything divine is eternal. Everything not divine is temporary. The material is temporary because it is just, a process of evolution of matter. But the essence of nature and what the divine does is forever as a principle. So that's about the definition of the highest purpose. And so your highest purpose is you achieving the goal of the full expression of love in the beingness of who you are. And then the alignment of your life towards that leaves a destiny for the world in its expression. So for me, what is this? For me in the world, it's called the Sacred Light Temple in Maui. That's for me. That's the biggest thing that I have to facilitate. I can't create it. I can't make it happen. All I do is facilitate the space and energy for that to come into being. And when that turns up, it's going to be something beyond description. So for me, that's destiny. Apart from all the other things that happen as a result of my work on the world. So for each of us, there is something there. And your journey is to, first of all, find it, discover it, and then bring that into place as part of your expression. Now, we're going to do an intuitive exercise with this. And what I've taken you through is a group quantum mapping exercise on a topic. Pretty amazing what comes out, isn't it?
Yeah.
And not only is it amazing, but how does it feel here? The resonance of it. Yes? I don't have to ask you whether this is true or not. There is a knowing here. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
So, the intuitive exercise we're going to do will unpack the how. This is the what of your highest purpose. We're going to now unpack the how using this process. So how it works is this. Can each of you pick a random number between 100 and 200? So it's like 123, 146, whatever. So just pick a random number and please raise your hand when you've got that number. Okay, thank you. Now the exercise is this. For you to actually give attention to that number, see that number in front of you with the eye of your mind, and then on the count of 3, I'm going to get you, don't do it yet, but on the count of 3, I'm going to get you to flip that number into an image, a picture of anything. Could be bird, tree, car, whatever. Alright, so see that number with your mind? Have you got it? Alright, we're going to flip that number into a picture, an image on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, switch. What do you get?
Sun.
First one.
Sun.
Sun. So we have a sun.
Kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
I've got a flowing river.
Flowing river.
I had just this white cloud.
White cloud. I have rainbow. Okay? So now that we've got this, these are what's called metaphors. And how the metaphors works like this. I just don't mean intuitively. So, your highest purpose, you start with the sun, which is the metaphor of light. So, you first start with light. And then, when you've got light, you identify where's the cloud. So when you got cloud, light from the sun cannot penetrate the earth. So what is stopping the light from getting onto the earth? Is number 2. So number 1, start with light, and then what is the cloud stopping the light going to the land? Number 3, kangaroo. So what obstacles do you have to hop over? So what are the challenges in your life, the obstacles you have to hop over? And then get to the point whereby you've transcended all the obstacles and gone past the jungle. And then you get to a flowing river where things in your life just, emerged before you in flow. Flow is in grace and ease. Flow is when things go smoothly and it's constant. So your life's not up and down like this, but it's like that. So that's flowing. And then number 5, the rainbow is the treasure at the end as you follow the rainbow coming through. So these are the 5 steps in terms of how to achieve your highest purpose. Make sense? You see how it comes out emerged? This is not beautiful, what's come out. And you can do a whole weekend exercise and brainstorm what your highest purpose is. From a group of people, you can have the best academics in the world. You do not get to this. That's why this exercise is so powerful. And so that's why I use this exercise, this tool, to help you map your highest purpose, which comes from your passions. So we're going to do a passion exercise after this. And there's 2 of you that haven't done it, the other 2 we have. And then we're going to actually use this to map your unconscious blocks. And so once we do the mapping exercise for your unconscious blocks, it's going to be quite powerful because I can actually then determine at an energetic level where you are vibrating in terms of fear, in terms of doubt, in terms of lack, why you are limiting money in your life. I can tell you all that, which is quite profound once we do this particular exercise. So what I'm going to do is pause here. I'm going to take a snapshot of that, and then we'll do this exercise immediately. And having done that will enable me to actually, in the break, look at where you are all at and help you work through that. Any questions? Good.
You make it look so simple.